welcome in to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, I mean always, he means always, she means always, they mean always, you mean always, an instant classic.
Danny Dog! Hi, JJJ.
We will see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.
You know, I look like I'm doing a friggin' Raven show today or something. What is going on, good people? What's up, Justin?
What's up, Matt? How's it going today?
I mean, how you feeling? What was your overall thoughts on the Go Home show for Impact? What was you thinking?
Actually, before we get started, hold on. I need to put myself in full screen here for this, okay?
Good.
I'm gonna promote our, the podcast a little bit here. So go over to Pro Wrestling Tees, because go buy some sweet merch that we have. I don't know if you can see very well. Hold on. We got these T-shirts, the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast T-shirts. Go buy you some sweet merch at Pro Wrestling Tees. We got 3 different T-shirts. So we got this one. It's like in 4 different colors: red, white, gray, and like a lime green. I think it's a lime green or something like that. And then there's another T-shirt with like the logo in the corner. I'm not sure what side it's on, but it's a logo in the corner. It has like navy blue, forest green, black, and there's another color. Black and it's something else. So there's like 4 different colors for that shirt.
I think it's gray.
Gray? Because we got 3 different T-shirts up there now. We got 3 shirts up there.
Yeah, there's plenty of options up there.
There's plenty of options, and then we got a sidebar shirt. So go over to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast on Pro Wrestling Tees, which we'll link it down below if you guys want to go buy some merch, and go tweet us, put the hashtag ICWP, wearing your hot merch, be looking fly like us. Come support us. And also, the money goes to the podcast, so we can help upgrade the channel more, so we can get some new backgrounds and new different things going on for the channel, so go over to Pro Wrestling Tees. So this one, plug that a little bit there.
And you know what? Thank you kindly. So in this particular video, we're going to talk about Impact Wrestling for 4/22/22, the Go Home show for Rebellion, and we'll also preview Rebellion as well. I guess I'll start with my overall thoughts since you just talked for a little bit. Overall thoughts on the show. It was good to get back into it, I think that was the biggest thing. I was excited to get back into Impact again. I'm trying to watch it more consistently, especially with us doing reviews of it. Also, trying to get back into the swing of it. I haven't really watched anything weekly consistently for quite some time. So at least if I can get Impact going again, maybe I'll be a little bit more like ready to go with it. I don't know. But, I feel, I'm missing Impact a little bit. I want to watch it a little more, get more into it. Of course, I don't have Access TV, unfortunately, too. So I have to wait for the replay or whatever. So that kind of sucks. But nonetheless, I mean, I enjoy it though. Overall, I thought the show was pretty good. It was a pretty good show. It was enjoyable. Kind of got me back into what's going on. I know a little bit about what's going on, but it kind of got me back into it too. They had some pretty big matches on the show as well, and of course we'll talk about it a little bit and what our thoughts were. But what was your overall thoughts on the show?
My overall thoughts on this Go Home show, I feel like Impact, they do really good with as of lately, they've been doing really good with setting up their Go Home shows, and this one was great here. I love the video packages, what they do. Especially between Josh Alexander and Moose. If you haven't been watching for a while, you go oh, what's going on? How is this feud started? You can they do really good with setting up their with their video packages and go between what happened at the beginning and what's happening in the middle and where they're at now. So I really like what they're doing with that. They do really good with their Go Home shows as of late. And Impact, they've been killing it. They've been really doing great stuff here. And, like me and DJ said, Casey, we all said this before. Impact, they don't get the love that they deserve because, they're on a smaller channel and, not much people really have access TV, and it's harder for people to, watch it. But, I mean, us hardcore fans, we're going to watch it and, find a way to watch it no matter what. But I think it's going to be interesting, with what AEW, announced this past week on Dynamite, how Impact's going to be intertwined with like the whole Forbidden Door show. Because we got the Bullet Club there, and we got Honor No More stuff going on. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays into this show. That's going to be coming up in June. But we're talking about this Impact here, which I thought was a really good show. Really good stuff here.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed the show. I thought it had some matches on it that were matches that you definitely wanted to see. Almost like even with the Honor No More Bullet Club match could have been like one of those matches you saw maybe on a pay-per-view or something, because it's like one of those like dream matches, like it's kind of one of those style matches. But I mean, I felt like it was a good show. Starting off with the show Violent by Design with Joe Doring, so it was Diener, and just oh, it is Diener. That's right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was thinking Cody. But Diener and Eric Young going up against Crazy Stephen Black's Horse, which I thought was a good match. I was a little surprised that Violent by Design won, but I guess they're trying to keep the champ strong. Of course, they won via any means necessary, but at the same time, they did get the win. So what was your thoughts on that match to kind of, it's continuing to set up the 8 tag teams? An 8 tag team?
Yeah, 8 tag teams, which is like, I don't know.
Is it a gauntlet match or like what? How are they going to pull that off? Do they even have the ring space for this?
Like, I feel like it's going to be a gauntlet match because they really haven't. I mean, they really haven't announced much teams. Like, okay, so I'm pretty sure that Honor No More is going to be in there. Bullet Club's going to be in there, and I'm not sure what other teams are going to be a part of this. It's like, I feel like it's going to be a gauntlet. So like one team comes out, they get eliminated to go back, and then they're just going to keep doing that. But that's going to be interesting how that really works out, because how many people we got in this match? So we got 8 teams, 2, like, yeah, that's just too much math for me to do right now. That's some Steiner math right there. But this match right here between the Decay and Violent by Design, I feel like, I felt like this kind of felt like a squash match a little bit. And I understand trying to keep Violent by Design strong here, but like, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate for what they're doing to Black Taurus and Crazy Steve right now. And also, Decay's been there for a very long time. Like, it's crazy. Like, Decay hasn't, like, they haven't won championships for, like, quite a while, which it feels so long since, that Decay has held titles. Yeah. But, yeah, I understand why they basically made this a squash match here. To keep the champs looking strong going into the pay-per-view.
Keep the champs looking strong.
This is true. This is very true. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely agree. Moving into, let's see. I think I lost my spot. What was that?
Wasn't it a video package that they had after this, or like a video package? Kind of like hyping up. Wasn't it?
I know Moose and Josh Alexander had a video package, I think, after this, right?
Yeah.
I think they showed. Didn't they show that video package twice or something?
Yeah, they did show it twice. Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's a big match, and I think that entire feud has been good with the long term storytelling. I think that's been a solid point too of emphasis, has been like the long term storytelling of that particular feud. Because of course Josh Alexander kind of had his big moment. Moose took it away. Then Josh Alexander was going to leave Impact, and then he came back, and still like keeping that going, even though Josh Alexander wasn't really even with the company for a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I definitely like that. I know Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans and Rosemary and Havoc kind of got into it a little bit too. Is Rosemary challenging for the title or something?
Yeah, she is, which I don't understand why, because like she hasn't done really anything to earn the title, title match. But I mean, I think it's gonna be interesting to see what happens here. But
Yeah.
back to what you're talking about with the whole video package between Josh Alexander and Moose. I thought it was a really good video package. Ever since like Bound for Glory, this feud has been going on. With Josh Alexander, winning title and then getting screwed out of it like right a few seconds after.
Right.
And then, him having to go home for a while, him showing his frustration, how upset he is. And then with Moose putting his hands on his wife, it feels like a really personal feud here. Which is it's going to be really good to see what happens here tomorrow night.
I think so too.
And then also, with the whole attack with Rosemary, Rosemary and Havoc getting attacked by Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans. I thought, I mean, I don't really understand. Like I said, I don't really understand why Rosemary's getting a title match here. She hasn't really done anything to earn it, but I guess we'll see what happens though.
Yeah, definitely. And then I think it was Cardona, the what do they call
The
it?
major players.
The major players, which I like. This is the first time I've seen, because the last time I remember, Cardona was still a face, I think. And then, because I remember you were talking about it, how Cardona was a face in Impact, but a heel on the Indies. Him and Brian Myers were kind of teaming together and being heels on the Indies. So it's kind of interesting. They finally put them together for Impact, which I think is good. I like those. I think they got good chemistry together. Of course, I mean, they've worked together forever, and have the podcast and all that. So it's definitely not surprising that they'd have the chemistry to get it done. And I like them. I kind of hope they continue running with them as a tag team. I feel like could be something that they could continue to run with, and I think they'd be a good. They'd work well as tag team champions. I think, I think they'd work well as tag champs, and I think they do some good stuff as tag champs. So I'm hoping they run with that, and I like using the history and everything like that. And I mean, I like him as heels. I think they work well as heels. Of course, Guido came out, and him and what was it? Tony Mamaluke came out, and that was good. That was good stuff. 2300 arena, old ECW arena. So it makes sense that they would come out and kind of try to get their comeuppance against the heels, and then of course it was definitely interesting to see the digital media championship match or whatever. I find it interesting. Speaking of that, I feel like everybody is so upset at Matt Cardona for having all of these titles, or Kenny holding all of these titles, or whatever. And I get it. I get it. Like, Matt Cardona's titles are supposedly like lesser because they're independent titles. But the funny part is, I feel like these are the same people who want us to respect independent wrestling and respect the championships that the independent wrestlers hold, like the independence, not like the Ring of Honor independence. But then when Matt Cardona wins the titles, it's like, oh, look at all the toys he's collected. But then if your favorite wrestler was to do it, it would be prestigious, right? It would be this big deal that they won this independent title. So, like, once again, here we go back to this whole, can wrestling fans truly be happy? On one hand, we want to say that these titles are toys, but then on the other hand, we want them to be prestigious, and we want to act like they're prestigious when our favorite wrestler gets the title. Just my personal opinion on that. I have never truly understood why we go back and forth on that. We tend to ping pong back and forth when Cardona does it, and they're toys. But then if our favorite wrestler Daniel Bryan did the same thing, we would have a different opinion on that. What was your thoughts on the digital media championship match, and this whole promo and the major players and all that?
I thought it was a really good promo. How Brian Myers and Matt Cardona, they were come off as cocky heels, and Brian Myers basically saying, they really haven't been at the best of odds. But at the same time, like, they, coming together now, and Brian Myers is really showing that, this is the best version of him right now. And also, Matt Cardona, he was hinting at what happened last week, when they put W. Morrissey through a table. And they said that WMRC will never be seen again. But of course, we're gonna see him later on here. But and it was cool seeing like I said, it was cool seeing Tony Mamaluke and Guido come out. Some former ECW legends here. And also like you said, the 2300 arena that was really cool. Some history right here. But as far as the match goes, I'm really not surprised that Matt Cardona won here. He won in some heelish fashion here. By help of Brian Myers and Chelsea Green. I thought it was all right. And then afterwards, we had Tony no, it was Guido and Tony Mamaluke. They're about to be put through the table, but Morrissey came out, to help out Tony Mamaluke and Guido. And then Jordan Grace even came down because she's been having a feud with Brian Myers, because they've been going at it and stuff. Because he has been really disrespectful to Jordan Grace here, so she had to come out and she had to put him through the table. So I like what they're doing here, and it's nice to see Morrissey as a face here. It's kind of fresher, Like I feel like. Morrissey's he's a good face, but I think he's a better heel in my opinion. But it's cool to see him as a face, though. It really is.
Okay, and then we got the and I like seeing Morrison come out and kind of get his comeback into with that to set up kind of the fallout of that coming up at Rebellion. I think that was fun. We got those two little promos backstage. Honor No More had their promo, which I thought was good. I enjoyed it. And then Jonah had his promo on Ishii, which is should be a pretty fun match. It's cool. It's cool to see like a guy like Jonah being built up as he is, going up against a guy who's a legend in Ishii. I definitely like am excited for that match. I think it's gonna be fun.
As Jonah said, this match is going to be a dogfight.
Yeah, I like that little tagline he threw in there at the end.
Because, we got the Stone Pitbull, and we got the Top Dog.
Right. Yeah, I like it. And I like kind of the fast build, but slow build at the same time that they're doing with Jonah. It's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of a fast build, but it's a little bit of a slow build, too. I kind of they're not pushing him straight to the title or straight to titles, but at the same time they're letting him kind of build his resume up, in a way. What was your thoughts on those two promos?
So yeah, with the whole Honor No More promo, I feel like Honor No More is doing great stuff right now, and they even hinted that they're gonna who is it Matt Taven, hinted, that they want to be going for those tag team titles, and then talk about Eddie Edwards is going to beat Jonathan Gresham at the show, and they said how they're going to be dominant, and also Kenny King is golden on the microphone. Like I love seeing Kenny King back in Impact. Like he's an underrated wrestler, in my opinion. But that was a really good segment, and then the whole Jonah, with the promo with Jonah talking about Ishii, I thought that was really good. And like I said, the whole thing, how Jonah said it's gonna be a big, it's gonna be a dogfight, which is true. It's gonna be a big hoss fight here. They're gonna be doing crazy chops with each other. It's gonna be a crazy match. It's gonna be good to see.
Yep, I think so too. Moving on to the Shira squash match. I like Shira. I hope they do something with him this time. He's been in Impact for far too long, or far too many times at least, to not get something out of it. I feel like this time. So it was good. And then the guy who was with Raj Singh before, I can't pronounce his name for the life of me, so I'm not gonna try. But I like that they're kind of setting that up, as something to like. I just hope they do something with Shira this time. I feel like they have their moments to do stuff with Shira, and I don't know if they just never lock him down for a long-term contract.
Bhupinder? You're talking about Bhupinder?
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they just never lock him down for a long term contract or what, but that I feel like they need to get on that and have that. Like I feel like he's probably still green and probably needs probably a better manager than Raj Singh, but it it would be beneficial. Maybe that may be a guy you could take the title off of Moose from. Even though I think Josh Alexander might do that on Saturday anyway. But uh, do you have any thoughts on the squash match, or should we get into Honor No More versus Bullet Club?
Let's get into the Honor No More Bowl Club
And
match.
I know there was a little backstage segment with Moose. The only thing about this is I was like, Moose got a mustache now, okay. But, and of course the fans let him hear it too afterwards. But I don't know more versus.
Moose is actually, sidebar. Moose is actually a really cool guy because I met him last Saturday at Wrestling Revolver. He's actually a really nice guy. I was talking to him how he's been doing great in Impact and like he's been doing good stuff on Indies. And I even asked him, where he would like to, if he retains his title, where he would like to defend the Impact Wrestling Championship. And he said he would like to take it to GCW. Like really, GCW? That was kind of really surprising that he wants to go wrestle in GCW. Because I feel like Moose doesn't seem like a guy who would want to go over to GCW. I feel like he might want to go over to like AEW, take it back to AEW, or go somewhere else with it. But GCW is like really surprising to me.
Well, it might be like the Cardona effect, like since Cardona's been over there and he's a big star, maybe Moose wants to kind of bring his stardom over to GCW too, because I think too like it's weird because I feel like sometimes as wrestling fans we want to see these wrestling promotions be promoted, but then when these guys go over to these promotions, we feel like it's less than. And I feel like sometimes it's like I can understand where you're coming from, but it's not the wrestler's fault that these other companies don't have the budget that AEW has. And I think that's one of those things. Like I feel like if Casey was here, he'd feel the same way. Like he's like, Casey's, of course, being a manager on the independent scene too is, of course he praises the indies like no other. So I feel like, I kind of wish the indies got a little bit, more respect in that regard. Like I get it, they're not at that level. I get it. A lot of these guys are still learning. I get it. This is how they kind of break in too. But some of the bigger indies, that are a little more popular, I feel like deserve a little bit more credit. Because if we never gave Ring of Honor the credit that it deserved back when it was growing, then where would Ring of Honor be? Where Ring of Honor would have never hit any sort of peak at all. Same thing with TNA. Even with AEW, if AEW didn't have the fans behind them, and some good money too, like and of course the talent too, they don't ever get that opportunity. So I mean, I feel like it could be maybe like Matt Cardona having a little bit of an influence on him, maybe, but.
Yeah, I feel the same way. What you were saying there. Like I said, I feel like these smaller indie promotions they need to have like more credit and stuff. Because where did some of these wrestlers start out at? At these smaller indie shows. So I like how these wrestlers they want to like these bigger stars they want to take the title around to different promotions. So I like that.
Okay, and I don't know more versus Bullet Club. There was a lot going on in this match, but it was good. It was fun. I think everybody got their chance to shine in this match. I'm really liking both of these groups, really in Impact and how they're being showcased with Honor No More and Bullet Club. It's kind of one of those things where I was a little surprised they didn't try to push this off a little bit. But it was fun to give people something to look forward to, on the previous show. So I liked it. I definitely thought it was a good match. What was your What was your thoughts on that? The Bullet Club won this match, right?
Yeah, Bullet Club won this match. They won the match by the Magic Killer.
Magic Killer, yeah.
Yeah. Who they picked? It wasn't Matt Taven. I thought it was Mike Bennett. Yeah, I think it was Bennett who got pinned in the match. But no, I got one word for this match. This match was chaos. Like there's so much chaos in this match. I like seeing different, little previews of like different wrestlers like squaring off like between Kenny King and Chris Bay. That was pretty nice seeing them go at it. Because those guys are like really similar with each other.
Kenny King trained Chris Bay, so I didn't even realize it.
Really?
Tom Phillips mentioned it on commentary. So they never have had a match together, which may be foreshadowing, but they never have had a match together. But they have, Kenny King trained Chris Bay. Did you realize that Kenny King was on Tough Enough?
Which Tough Enough was he on?
I think it was not the one with the Miz, but the one. It was the one where
Stone Cold?
You might not have. No, not that one. It was before that. So it was like season 4, I think. It was on the one with John Morrison. You might not even realize he was on Tough Enough.
I did not even realize that. That's crazy.
Yeah, John Morrison was on there, and Kenny King was on there. And actually, they were one of 3 finalists that I don't think even won.
Well, I guess you learn something new every day. But no, like I said, it was a good match, kind of foreshadowing, some matches that could be potentially happening in the future. Thought it was good here. I kind of feel like they waited to save this match for like a pay-per-view, because this is definitely a pay-per-view worthy match here. I really wanted to bring back like Lockdown and have like a big Lockdown match between both these teams. That would be pretty cool.
A lethal lockdown between
a lethal lockdown.
I really like the Macklin promo when he was talking about Jay White and Chris Sabin. That was good. I really like how they're booking him. Like I'm really like impressed by how they're booking Macklin, like booking him as somebody where you're still learning about him, but at the same time, like, I feel like he's good on the mic. I feel like there's something about him that I feel like you're like, I kind of like this guy, or like I can listen to this guy, kind of, promo this match for me. And I like it. Like I'm loving the character development with Steve Macklin, like, just like showcasing, what he could be, because I don't think we got a chance to see that in WWE, unfortunately, but to see him kind of,
because in WWE wasn't he part of the Forgotten Sons?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, he was a jobber in NXT forever. Then they put him in the Forgotten Sons, but they really didn't want to promote the Forgotten Sons. They only wanted to promote Gunner or Jackson Riker. So because they only wanted to promote Jackson Riker, no matter what his controversies were, nobody else really got any shine off of it. There wasn't growth by the rest of the group. It was just they were just trying to promote Jackson Riker.
Yeah, speaking of Riker, so when I was at the Wrestling Revolver show, I said "F you" to Steve Macklin, and he came over. He goes like "F me." He goes like "F Riker." Like, so I thought that was funny. What Steve Macklin and Wesley Blake were doing.
Oh yeah, and then the inspiration promo was good. I enjoyed that a lot. You got any thoughts on Macklin and the inspiration?
Yeah, Macklin, I really think his character development has been really good here as of recent. This promo, like, I like how dark it was. And, like, saying that he really doesn't have anybody. He's by himself, how you have Jay White, he can't be trusted, he's with the Bullet Club. And then you got Chris Sabin, how he's with the Motor City Machine Guns, with Alex Shelley, and saying how Steve Macklin, he's on his own. He's a lone wolf, basically. He gets the job done by himself, which, I really enjoyed that with that promo, what they were doing there. And inspiration, I like that promo also. It was good. Really good stuff there.
Okay. Moving into the tag team match with Trey Miguel, Laredo Kid going up against Mike Bailey and Ace Austin. And I know Miguel defends against Mike Bailey and Ace Austin on Countdown to Rebellion, which sucks because it should be on the actual show. But anyway,
Agreed.
I this was good. Like, I mean, I really like Laredo Kid a lot. I forgot he was even still with Impact, but I mean, I like him a lot. I think he always tends to shine in these matches. Him and Miguel end up getting the win because I think Mike Bailey turned on Ace Austin, which I'm still curious about Mike Bailey, what they're doing with Mike Bailey, what's the plans with Mike Bailey, but seems interesting so far. But
Mike Bailey, he's such a genuine guy. He's so nice. He's very humble, very humble guy. Because I'm in these past few times that I wrestle Revolver also.
Yeah,
and he's just a really genuine guy, and he really showed himself against Moose in that world title match. Like, he really proved that he could really go. And I was a pretty big fan of Mike Bailey, before he came to Impact, because I watched him in PWG. Like, one of the first ever matches I watched him in. I think it was against Trevor Lee, or better known as Cameron Grimes, going straight to the moon. Did this big whole like inverted poison Rana on the apron. Like I just marked out for that. But no, this match here, I thought this match was good. Kind of building up, with Trey Miguel and Ace Austin and Mike Bailey here. I thought it was a good match. A lot of high flying. Your typical X Division type of match.
speaking of Poison Ranas, it's interesting how we went from like enjoying the matches. Like, you remember that match that like basically went viral. It was Will Ospreay and Ricochet. What was it? Battle of the Super Juniors, I think.
Yeah.
And I remember that match basically going viral. And now I feel like it's a match that like the wrestling community would almost like frown on in a way. Like that same style of match that everybody loved a couple years ago. I feel like it would be almost like frowned upon now. Like, it's weird how wrestling changes like almost day to day. It feels like sometimes, like I heard you say Poison Rana, and I was like, I feel like that's one of those moves that people are just like not sick of because it's overused. I mean, it is overused, but like people, like, it's one of those things where like, I mean, it was probably overused back then too, but now we just, have to be annoyed by every little thing we possibly can. I feel like sometimes it's just like, I mean, and I get it. Like, I'm not mad at anybody for wanting more, in-ring psychology, but like, it's just so weird to me because on one hand, we gripe and complain about slow matches, but we gripe and complain about fast matches. And we gripe and complain about dives, but we gripe and complain about rest holds. It's just like it's like I said, it's like, how do you please wrestling?
You can't
fans?
please wrestle fans
Like,
these days.
I like, if I was a booker or promoter, I just don't know how I would do it. Like, because like there was that moment of time where PWG was like all the rage, everybody loved it. And then I think people started listening to Jim Cornette a little bit, and they started drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit, and they were like, well, maybe I don't like this PWG as much as I thought I liked this PWG.
See, wrestling fans don't know what they like. One minute like they go like, okay, yeah, they say they want this, and then once it actually happens, they completely shit on it.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, even with like, going back to like, I was talking about Mount Rushmores and like the Young Bucks, like let's not forget how much we loved super kicks from the Young Bucks.
I still love the Young Bucks.
We forget so quickly that we loved super kicks. We loved Canadian destroyers in every way we could get them. But then, you remember I'd always say like wrestling fans love everything that they love until they decide it's too much for them. Right. Like we want more. We want, Casey literally said we should want I remember Casey saying everybody should do the Canadian destroyer, and now that everybody does.
Everybody does, or everybody should do the Spanish fly, and a lot of people do that also. It's like there was somebody, I don't know who I was watching. It was like this one wrestler saying how they shouldn't be diving. Like, I tell you, a move that's done so much is the tope suicida or suicide dive. That's done so much. Like, I feel like everybody does that now. I don't remember who was talking about that, but it's like there's certain moves that are like so overdone. Like say the super kick.
Yeah, and I think there's like, and that's the thing. Like, I think there's moves that are overdone, but like, and it's kind of like, with WWE when they would do, they had that period of time where, they had like the 5 moves of doom era, right? Where like, beat up John Cena, then let him come back, and then, LOL Cena wins. Like, that's where all that came from, right? But at the same time, when did the crowd pop the most? Well, there was 2 times when Cena came out and when he came back.
when he is come back.
Like, this is your fault. Like, all of this is your fault. Like, not you, Justin, but the people who wanted more Canadian destroyers, you got it, and now you're upset about it. The people who wanted more tag team wrestling, like the Young Bucks, now you got it, and now you're upset about it because it's not real wrestling, right? Like, what is real wrestling then? Like, I don't know. Like, who knows what real wrestling is? Like, I don't know. I'm just a little confused at the moment by wrestling fans because we go back and forth so freaking much about what we want. Like, we want there's no stars in wrestling. WWE bills Roman Reigns as one. Oh, we hate Roman Reigns.
Like, see, you can't please wrestling fans. Like, I tell you what, the wrestling community is not, IWC is so toxic on, like, especially on Twitter, because you got people, in the AEW section saying, they'll be talking about AEW, and then someone brings up like, oh, Vince McMahon could never do this. Like, but does he want to do this? Like, he has the budget, like, he can do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, I'd also say if you are a wrestling promotion, yes, take in the opinions of the audience because of course they're the ones watching you, but like, every opinion is valid. Don't get me wrong. Don't take it the wrong way when I say this, but like, every opinion doesn't always need to change the entire direction of your show either.
I feel like Tony Khan, like he's a mark for the business. Okay. He loves, he loves wrestling a lot. Okay. But like, at the same time, like, this do you, Tony Khan. Like, don't be worried about like what some of the fans are saying. I mean, yes, let them have some input sometimes. But don't be like this. Don't pay attention to the fans all the time, because like apparently he's having this whole battle like Tony Khan versus bots like on Twitter and like saying now he needs to get rid of all the bots and stuff.
Well, and the thing is too, like, before we get back on track, everyone kind of has a voice now, and it's hard to know like what are the voices we should listen to, because like you said, some of them are bots, some of them are trolls. Right, but some of them are actually true, So it's like, what do you do? How do you figure out which one to listen to?
And then vice versa, you got to go back to WWE, and you go like, people just hating on WWE just to hate on it and not even giving it a chance. So I mean, it's just the wrestling community is so toxic right now. It's like, it's just weird. I just tried to. Sometimes I just want to sit back and be a fan, which it's just hard to, because I want to be, we want to be so we're so opinionated. With our podcast. So,
and then PCO was risen from the dead, I guess.
Yeah, I was kind of confused what was going on there with Vincent. Like, wait, what's he going to jump a car or something? Like, when he got those cables out.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. The first thing I thought of was Shane McMahon. Not gonna lie.
Getting the ding ding electrocuted. Oh yeah.
And then, of course, we ended the show with the Moose formal apology. I really like Moose a lot. I'm glad he's gotten his title run. Like, I just think I think he's done some good stuff in terms of being world champion. I like him. I still wonder who's going to take the title off of him. I have a feeling it's going to be Josh Alexander, but who knows? Who really knows? How that's going to go. But what was your thoughts on that?
Great promo between, great segment with Moose, there at the end, saying, apologize. And then, basically, you know, he said that, he apologized that he didn't do this sooner. And like basically, doing this heel stuff that he normally does,
Right.
and saying how he's going to beat Josh Alexander's ass. And, and it's just, classic Moose here, which I love what he's doing.
The table spot at the end.
Oh, that C4 spike through the table. That was nice. That was nice. And shows Josh Alexander. I don't know why I keep wanting to mash Josh Alexander and Moose's name together. But having Josh Alexander, stand tall at the end of the show. I thought it was a great way to end off the show. It was really good.
Should we get into the Rebellion predictions?
Let's do it.
Let's
do it here.
Let's see what we got. Let's bring it full screen. So starting off, of course, Rebellion is Saturday. Is this on the pre-show too? Or is it just? Or did you put the X Division title match on this one?
I put the X Division title on here. Yeah.
Okay. I just couldn't remember because I was like, if you I wonder, can I find it real quick to see if I can go to that one, because are there 2 matches on the pre-show or no?
Yeah, 2 matches on the pre-show. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So both of these are on there.
Yeah.
Really? They're gonna put both of. They're gonna put two title matches on the pre-show.
Yeah, I don't understand.
What?
This is what WWE would do.
I had to come back for a minute there because like that doesn't make any sense. I mean, like I get it. I don't. Forget it. All right, forget it. Knockouts world title. Knockouts world title of tag championship match. We got the champions, the Influence, and we got the Inspiration. I think the Inspiration wins the titles back here. Simply because I feel like the Inspiration is probably going to win the titles back, simply because I felt like the Influence winning was almost like a shock and awe thing to me more than it was a sustainable run. Not that Madison Rayne and Emelina or Madison Rayne and Tennille Dashwood are not sustainable champions, but at the same time, like I feel like the Inspiration just should win the titles back. I mean, I like this feud. I like what they've done with it, but I think the Inspiration. Now I think they had the Influence win these titles just based off of shock and awe. What you thinking about this one?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think that the Inspiration are going to regain titles, and I feel like they're going to get help from like maybe Caleb with a K might try to win the Inspiration back. Because I know that the Influence also kicked Caleb 2K, out of their team also. So I feel like maybe he might come back and try to help one of these teams. Who knows? I feel like it might be the Inspiration. But regardless, I think the Inspiration is going to get the win here. Like I feel like the Influence was like you said, kind of like a shocking moment, a shock and awe moment. Maybe they're like. Kind of like placeholders right now, like more like transitional champions right now. Going like, hey, let's just, Tennille Dashwood, she hasn't held a title yet in Impact, which is crazy. It's crazy how she hasn't held the Knockouts Championship yet either. Like she needs to eventually win that title, which I think it's gonna come in the future here. But yeah, give me the Inspiration to regain titles.
Okay. Then we got the X Division Championship match, which, like I said, it's kind of weird that they decided to do something before the Rebellion countdown to Rebellion. Oh, I guess it says it on the background, doesn't it? I didn't see that. But Ace Austin, Mike Bailey, the challengers, going up against Trey Miguel for the X Division Championship. I feel like they're still building Mike Bailey, so I could see him winning the title here, but I think Trey Miguel retains in a really good match.
I'm going to be opposite here. And I'm going to say Mike Bailey wins. I like how they've been building him a lot. Oh, it was like at the beginning of like maybe back in February, I think. Sometime around February. Yeah. Because, he got brought in as like Ace Austin's like protege. Which, Mike Bailey saying, oh, yeah, we'll work together. Being kind of like, being really sarcastic with Ace Austin, like, what does that even mean? Like Ace Austin has been really confused and saying, hey, you're gonna help Ace Austin basically saying to Mike Bailey, hey, you're gonna help me win the title. He's like, oh yeah, well, we got each other's back. You got my back and I got your back. He's like, but Ace Austin goes like, but you're gonna help me win though. He's like, yeah, I'll help you. You'll help each other. So and we saw that whole thing come to like explode here, on the go home show, with Mike Bailey turning on Ace Austin. So it's gonna be basically everybody for himself now. So I think Mike Bailey's gonna win title here.
All right, we got the Impact World Tag Team titles.
Eight man scramble type of match.
8 tag team elimination challenge. So,
what are some teams that you think are going to be?
Is it kind of like a gauntlet?
I feel like it's going to be a gauntlet. One team gets eliminated, another team will come out, and then they're going to do that until all 8 teams are gone. I think. I don't know. Until one team is left standing. But here's who I think are going to be in the match. Okay. So we're going to have, of course, Violent by Design. Okay. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to have Honor No More. We're going to have them in there. Like maybe Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. I think they're going to be representing Honor No More. We're going to have the Good Brothers in there. Maybe Decay. Maybe Crazy Steve and Black Caruth.
I think they'll be in there.
Maybe Willie Mack and Rich Swann. So that's 5 teams. We got a total of 5 teams now. Mm-hmm. Let me think who else could be in this.
You think anybody's gonna debut?
Maybe. I was maybe thinking about
the Briscoes might.
That's who I was thinking. The Briscoes could be the team.
Honestly, I can see the Briscoes debuting and winning, and then also I think Finjuice might be in it.
Finjuice, that's another team. I heard some rumors about that.
Juicy Finn.
Juicy Finn, as you like to say. Who also
is Heath and Rhino still a tag team?
Yeah, Heath and Rhino. That's another team because they recently brought them back as a tag team because they work better as a unit rather than singles. So they're another team that could be in it. Who else? There's Matt Cardona and Brian Myers. They could probably be in it.
Do they have a match?
They don't have a match, no. No,
that might be a good one, yeah.
Maybe W. Morrissey, and I hear rumors that maybe they could bring in Enzo here. And the show's gonna be in New York, so a couple New Yorkers. I don't. I think that W. Morrissey is from Queens. I think he is from Queens. But that's kind of a long shot with W. Morrissey and Enzo.
Yeah.
But a year ago, this is where W. Morrissey debuted, so they have Enzo come in and have him debut. I think that'd be pretty cool. But I got a couple of predictions here. So this is going to be my actual prediction and what I kind of want to see happen. So I think that I don't think that Violent by Design is going to be retained titles here. They're not going to retain the titles. I think it's going to be Rhino and Heath to win the titles. I think it's their time to win titles here. Or if it's not them, then it's going to be Honor No More. And they could play into having having their feud with the Bull Club. But I did like what you talked about the Briscoes, having them debut and winning the titles. That wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, give me your thoughts.
Where's I wonder where Rohit Raju is.
What's that?
I wonder where Rohit Raju is.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think those are all valid. Like I said, I can see the Briscoes coming in and winning it just as a cool debut, and win off the bat. And I mean, of course, that it makes sense for them to come in and win too. I mean, like you said, I can see Honor No More, Finjuice, Good Brothers, well, of course, Violent by Design are going to be in it because they're champions.
No, they're not going to be in the match. The titles are vacant. They're not going to be in the match.
But yeah, I mean, I'm leaning towards the Briscoes winning. I don't know if I see Enzo and Cass coming in. It would be cool. It would be cool, but I don't know if I see it. But I don't know, just so
Yeah,
just
this is probably the
interesting.
match that is hardest for me to predict.
You think? I mean, I know Tyus back in Impact. You think John Morrison will come back and team with somebody? Maybe.
Johnny Impact or Johnny Mundo. What he got so many names. Or the Johnny Delight.
You know what I really want to do? Like, I know this is a crazy idea, but I really want to go back and watch Lucha Underground. I don't know why, but I just want to go back and watch. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Lucha Underground was one of the more unique wrestling experiences I ever remember.
Yeah,
And I
see,
mean,
it felt
it
like
felt
more
like
like a television show. Like
yeah, and it felt like it was going to be like a small doses type of a thing where, um, people are going to get tired of it. Like it was different for what it was, but at the same time, yeah, I mean, it was quite interesting. Anyway, good old Lucha Underground. Yeah, so I don't think Violent by Design retains either. I think somebody wins the title. Just yeah, who knows
but
who's gonna.
they haven't. I mean, because when I looked on Wikipedia, it says teams to be announced. These 7 teams to
Of
be
course,
announced.
they're
So
gonna surprise us.
they're gonna surprise us.
So much for a champion's advantage. So we got the dog fight with Ishii, the Stone Pitbull, and the top dog Jonah.
This is a dog fight, so we're gonna have two. We're gonna have 2 dogs in the ring, and whichever dog wins. So we're doing dog
Um,
fighting now.
so I think I feel like Jonah's gonna win this match, but I think this is gonna be one of those really good knockdown, drag out, physical matches. Like it's gonna just it's gonna be one of those where it probably wears on both of these guys. I'm excited seeing it. It's still interesting to me, like to see where New Japan is in terms of like how popular they are and even how popular they've been with the US the US fans and the quote unquote stigma that Impact has, and people still want to work with them. Like Impact has this stigma and they look like a smaller company now. I don't know if that's why people want to work with them. I don't know. But it's just interesting to me. How that works to see like Ishii come over, and of course you saw Jay White and the just the inclusion of the Bullet Club in general. But it makes me wonder too, like what is the wrestling scene looking like in Japan, right? Are they changing the way they do things a little bit over there, or like what's going on with New Japan? I think they're back on Access, aren't they?
Yeah, they do have some. They do some shows on Access.
Yeah. Just interesting to me. Another one of those promotions that I felt like wrestling fans turned away from pretty quickly too. Like it's funny, like as much as people complain about WWE, it's like the only promotion that it seems like the majority of people try not to turn off of, at least. So I guess that's positive. I think Jonah wins this in a really physical match. So I'm going with Jonah. Who you got?
Yeah, see, I like this whole working relationship what Impact is doing with New Japan here. And like you said, New Japan's on Access TV again, which is really cool. But yeah, I mean, New Japan, they've been doing some like, I haven't watched it as of recent because they have so many shows throughout the year. They got all these like Road 2 shows, throughout the year, and those are essentially like house shows, for New Japan. Okay, but then you got and you got your bigger shows. Those are more like your pay-per-views. Because I feel like they do so many rematches. With New Japan, and they do like these crazy 50-minute long matches, which it's hard for American fans, or people in the United States to sit through these matches because our attention span over here is
the wonderful world. It's funny, like we're in the wonderful world of Netflix, and Americans can't sit through a 30-minute, 50-minute match, but they can watch 8 seasons of Netflix in one day. Okay.
Yeah. 8 seasons of Netflix.
LOL America.
Yeah, that's for you. They can binge watch a whole entire season, like the whole season, like every season,
it's the
like
same
all 20
show,
seasons. Yeah, it's the same show, Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, I mean, yeah, there does come a point where like it does, kind of get repetitive a little bit, like some of these matches. Like I said,
And
if you
it's
watch
just
these,
so, like it's just so hard to figure out. Like, we went to like like I was talking about before with the 5 moves of doom. Then you went with the like work rate era, right? Like we preferred work rate over anything. And I think we still do, but I think at the same time, like, I don't know, it's just weird. Like,
yeah, it is really
just
weird.
changes so much all the time, and sometimes I feel like it's not even like me changing as a wrestling fan. It's like wrestling fans changing around me, and I'm like, well, where do I go? I'm kind of
Yeah.
in the middle here.
And I feel like New Japan really hasn't changed. I mean, they kind of changed a little bit, like they changed their titles up a little bit. They got a new commissioner and stuff. But I feel like they really haven't changed a whole lot. I mean, wrestlers have came and gone and stuff, but they still do a lot of the big stuff they do throughout the year. They got these, they're known, like, I feel like New Japan is, like, known for, like, more of, like, a sport and stuff over there. Like, you got all these tournaments, these tournaments that matter. Which I love tournaments in wrestling because that builds off, like, that can build off to different feuds and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you beat me in the tournament. I want to, we have a feud right here.
Can get you a quick name change from Xavier Woods to King Xavier. Oh, sorry.
Oh, speaking of that, sidebar, with WWE, changing, all these, so if you previously had a name, they're gonna be changing your name now because WWE wants to own the rights. So they want to have your name now, which I think is stupid. Because did you see what they're changing Kaylee Ray's name to?
I'm gonna change my name to Dominique. What? I heard about it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was like something stupid. Like, who the heck is in charge of changing these names? Like, they must have been really high in the back. Like, oh yeah, this sounds like a really good name. Or they're playing WWE 2K22, and they're like, oh, let me scroll through the name list. Oh yeah, this seems like a good name for her. Like, they're changing like Casey Catanzara's name to like something weird, and like
I saw that.
And they changed. He's a part of Legado del Fantasma. Mendoza. They changed his name. It's like
Didn't they give him his name?
Yeah, they did give him his name. I can't remember what it is exactly. Like, it's so dumb. And they changed Raquel Gonzalez's name, and I wonder if they're going to change Tommaso Ciampa's name.
Why? It just doesn't make sense because they changed it to like Raquel Rodriguez. Like like that rolls off the tongue better, I guess. Like what?
Wait, is she related to Ricardo Rodriguez? There's something there. There's something there. She needs the return. But yeah, I think it's so stupid. What names that they're doing here. Changing their names.
Well, what's your? Did you give a prediction on that?
Oh yeah, okay. Back to the main bar, not the sidebar. We're going back to the main bar. Jonah's gonna win the match here.
I feel like we should create a bar called Sidebar. Just saying.
we need to. Yeah, we make a lot of money off of that. By the way, that's a T-shirt on Pro Wrestle Tees.
Also, I want to let y'all know whoever creates the restaurant called I Don't Care Whatever You Want. I'm investing in it tomorrow. So just literally sell everything.
Everything.
All right, back into it. So, Knockouts World Championship. Rosemary versus Tasha Steelz. Tasha's retaining because Rosemary's in this match. I think they're still trying to build, Tasha Steelz up. And it'll be good to beat a former champion, former two-time champion, I think. It'd be good to continue to build her up. I'm kind of interested to see what kind of surprises they throw at us this show. Like, is Susie coming back or something? Like, what's happening? But I feel like it should be an interesting match. Should be a good match. I think Tasha's gonna win though, because why would she? What's your thoughts here?
Yeah, definitely Tasha still is gonna retain the title here. Like, I love the character growth that she's been doing. Like, ever since going back to days with Fire and Flava, she has shown improvement quite a bit.
Wish they would have kept Kiera
Hogan. Now she's now she's in the baddie section on AEW with what's her face? She's 30-0 right? No, 29-0 right now.
What's her? You talking about Jade Cargill?
Jade Cargill, yeah. So apparently she's working with her, and then apparently Red Velvet's working with her, which is weird.
Shit, turn on her.
Turn on her. Yeah, Tasha Steelz is gonna retain here. And I like the match that the matches that she had with Mickey James. Really showing her improvement. In the ring and stuff. So yeah, Tasha Steelz is gonna retain here, and I think it's gonna be interesting what they do with Rosemary after this. Like I said, maybe Sue Young comes back or Susie or something like that. I'd like to see that happen. I would.
Okay. All right. Then we got Jonathan Gresham versus Eddie Edwards. This should be amazing. I don't know how the heck Eddie Edwards has stuck with this character for as long as he has. It is still the most generic character I've ever seen in my life, but for some reason they just have stuck with it for so long. And Jonathan Gresham is obviously a short man, and gets every bit of flack he possibly could. Like, once again, like here we go, wrestling fans. We want to see work rate, and then because I think he had a sloppy match on AEW or something. I don't even know if it was slop. I didn't see the match, so I'm just quoting what other people said at this point. Apparently, he had a sloppy match on AEW, and people are ripping him to shreds over it. And I don't even know if it was that sloppy. I think he did
it wasn't even that bad.
He did one maneuver that people didn't like, and LOL wrestling fans. So
yeah, it was all Battle of the Belts that they did. Yeah.
So I mean, now he's being called like too short to be a world champion. He looks like a kid in the ring and all that, but like nobody cared about that beforehand. Like I've always thought he was a little short. But I mean, you literally can't, like, there's a lot of things you can do a lot about. Like there's plenty of things. Like you can get bigger, right? You can get fatter, you can get skinnier, right?
You can't get taller.
You can get plastic surgery, you can get quote unquote prettier, right? You can get ugly. There's plenty of things, right, that you can do to improve, quote unquote improve yourself. But your height is not one of them. Like you can't get your knees done.
Casey.
You can't get your knees done, okay? So I mean, anybody who watch White Chicks, like you can't get your knees done, okay? But to get taller, but like I just feel like it's another one of those situations where people are like being hard on him for what reason? Because he's short. The man can't help it. Like.
It's his genetics. Like
the hilarious part is probably so are you, right? Like we act like
the people that are trashing on are probably fat and short also. So.
I mean, we respect Rey Mysterio. He's short. I don't understand.
Just because he didn't do a move properly, like I want to see some of these people who doing all this complaining. Try to hop in the ring. Try to do this stuff. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't even complain that much, and I feel like I couldn't do it. I think Gresham retains.
I don't think the title's on the line here.
It's not.
No, I don't think it's on the line.
Okay. Well, Gresham's definitely going to retain. So
I mean, they might put the title on the line at the last minute.
Yeah,
I don't think it's online here.
I could have swore that Eddie Edwards said something about winning the Ring of Honor World Championship. That's probably why I'm tripping. But
maybe he did say something about it. I don't know.
I think what is that? Facey? Anyway, I think Gresham wins this match. I just do. I know. Like, has Gresham even been on Impact TV yet?
Yeah, he has been.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna win the match. Just kind of put him over a little bit. Eddie Edwards has done everything that you.
And he was at the last special that they had also.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I think Gresham's gonna win. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think Gresham's going to win the match here. It's going to be a very hard-hitting match. A lot of like submissions and a lot of strong style here. Because both these guys are really good workers in the ring. I want Eddie, but they're too short. Like they both these guys are really good workers. I kind of want Eddie Edwards. Like I definitely agree. Like his character seems so generic. Like I just don't understand. I want him to go back to wearing his old tights again. Being that very good wrestler.
Anything is possible, Eddie.
But yeah, Jonathan Gresham's gonna win here. Yeah, but I don't think the title's online here.
Okay.
Unless
So
I'm tripping.
Jonathan Gresham retains. Next one we got Chris Sabin, Steve Macklin, and Jay White going at it. Little grudge match, I guess you could say. As much as they've been building up Steve Macklin, I feel like Steve Macklin should win this match. Will he? Don't know. But I'm gonna go with Steve Macklin because I think he should win this match. So Steve, Cutler, Jay, Macklin.
Yeah, I got Steve Macklin winning the match here. Yeah, Steve Macklin's gonna win. Steve Macklin Perazzo.
All right. Speaking of Perazzo, the champ, we got I can't say this. The
AAA Reina Del Rey.
Reina de Reinas championship. Taya Valkyrie trying to get that championship back that she never lost, going up against Deonna Purrazzo. Should be a good one, but Deonna's going to continue to win until proven otherwise. Deonna Purrazzo wrong person. Deonna Purrazzo gets the win.
Champ. Yeah, see, I'm gonna be opposite here. I'm gonna say that Taya Valkyrie wins the title here. Because I love Deonna Purrazzo. Like, she's probably the best women's wrestler in the world right now. But Taya Valkyrie, originally, she had that title before. She didn't lose that AAA Reina Del Rey's championship. And that's quite hard. That's a hard championship to say. But she's never lost it. She hasn't lost the title. And she's been wrestling in AAA quite a bit. So I feel like Taya Valkyrie is going to win the title here. And I feel like this is going to start being like the downfall down to Purrazzo a little bit. Because this is going to be the first title that she loses. And then I can't remember who the interim
Big match Purrazzo.
Yeah, I can't remember who the interim Ring of Honor Women's Champion is right now.
Isn't it I thought it was Mercedes Martinez.
Oh yeah, it is Mercedes Martinez. So eventually,
see, I watch Ring of Honor. I do.
Yeah, see, I just been watching so much wrestling as of lately. It's just so hard to remember. But yeah, if you guys never watched a show, that Super Card of Honor, that was an amazing show from that week, from WrestleMania, and especially with Mercedes Martinez winning the title. And eventually she's gonna be facing Deonna Purrazzo probably for having a champ match.
And I mean,
unification.
Deonna can't come in with 2 titles and lose one, right?
No. So I got Taya Valkyrie winning here.
So many interim champions. All right, main event of the evening: Josh Alexander versus Moose, Impact World Championship on the line. I think Josh Alexander finally gets his revenge after so long. I mean, the crazy part is, if I'm not mistaken, because didn't Josh Alexander lose the title and then have to leave pretty much immediately after that?
Yeah, because this whole stuff with his visa, was it his visa?
Yeah.
His visa ran out, so he had to go home for a little bit, go back to Canada, and then...
I think this is going to be an incredible match, but I think Moose is going to finally lose the title. Unfortunately, it's hard because I feel like Josh Alexander is worthy because the storytelling in terms of the storyline has been good enough for this title to change back hands. Like, Josh deserves his moment. He didn't really get his moment. He tagged in, cashed in option C, tagged in whatever, cashed in option C, and then Moose immediately took it from him with the what was that thing called?
Gauntlet
for the gold. I think you're right.
It's something like that.
It wasn't Feast or Fight. It was Gauntlet for the gold. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So he cashed that in and ruined Josh Alexander's moment, and I friggin' freaked out. It was amazing. Even though I was so excited for Josh Alexander to get the win because I love Josh Alexander so much. But maybe we'll get the North to come back and challenge for the tag titles. Anyway,
Ethan Page, no.
I'm thinking. Well, I mean, his heart's missing, so I don't know if he'll be able to come back. But Josh Alexander gets the win. So I'm going Josh Alexander, the walking weapon to walk out with the Impact World title. What you think, Justin?
Yeah, I definitely think Josh Alexander is going to win title here. The story is there. He wants to get his revenge. After he lost, after he won title, and then like a few seconds later he lost it. They've been building, like I said, they've been building this match ever since right after Bound for Glory. And how Josh Alexander, he had to go away for a while, and then he came back at what was it? It wasn't Sacrifice. Was it Sacrifice? I can't remember. It was one of those specials that they did as of recent. So he came back, and then Moose took the contract. Was that?
I think it was Sacrifice.
I think it was Sacrifice. But yeah, Moose took the contract to Josh Alexander's house, in front of his, wife and kid. Like you just don't do that. You don't go show up at somebody else's house.
Makes me miss Sami Callihan.
Right, right. And Sami Callihan, he doesn't have his boot anymore. He's not injured anymore, so
yes,
he's eventually going to come back, hopefully.
So what's gonna happen is Josh Alexander's gonna win. He's gonna come out there. He's gonna celebrate with his wife, and Sami Callihan's gonna push him out of the ring, pile drive his wife. Josh Alexander's gonna get back in. He's gonna be like, "I want a match with you right now." Sami Callihan, pile driver, win world champion.
A death match.
Book it. Book it. Impact.
Yeah. Hey, there we go. We should be writing for Impact now. But so yeah, Moose showed up to Josh Alexander's house, and then he even had Moose, show up at this indie show and spear Josh Alexander. He put his hands on Josh Alexander's wife, which you don't put your hands on somebody else's. You don't put your hands on their spouse. You just don't do that. Don't do that at all. And Josh Alexander, he's pissed right now, because his he feels threatened, with his family. So Josh Alexander, he's going to win title here. It's going to be a hard-hitting match. It's going to be great.
I'm surprised they didn't go like no DQ or something on this match, just because it is such a personal feud.
Texas Death Match.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't go like cage match or something, just something simple. But
dog collar match.
It feels like they haven't had a cage match in a while. I don't know when the last time they had one, but it feels like it's been a minute.
Yeah, it feels like it has been a hot minute since they had
the last cage match I remember was Sami Callihan and Brian Cage.
And Brian Cage,
which I'm sure that was the last one, but it feels like it.
Yeah, that does feel like that would have been in 2019 or 2020.
What a match! What a match!
Oh man. So but yeah, Josh Alexander is going to win here.
All right. That'll do it for the preview of Rebellion. I'm excited for the show. I think it's going to be good. I hope I can watch it that night. That's my plan. I want to. But things change. People change. Feelings change too. Anyway. I would love to watch it. But anyway, we'll see. As always.
But either way, we'll be coming out with a review probably on that Tuesday or maybe Monday. Who knows? Whenever we get a chance to watch it, after that we'll have the review, regardless.
Should be a fun show. I'm excited about it. Any final thoughts you got before we go along? Apple Podcasts, listen to us. Spotify, listen to us and watch us every once in a while. And YouTube, of course, you can watch us at all times. We're on TikTok too. Pro Wrestling Tees. Make sure you get your shirt today. It's Easter sale. Not Easter. Spring.
Is it still going on? I think it's already over.
What? Well, it ain't. There was a spring sale, and you might have missed it, but still go get your shirt.
But there's gonna be more sales that come up in the future, which like I said, go buy a t-shirt
every holiday.
Yeah, so go to Pro Wrestling Tees, go pick up a t-shirt. We got 3 t-shirts on there right now. Multiple different colors.
Earth Day.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Earth Day. That's what it is.
So yeah, we got multiple different t-shirts. We got this with the big logo, and then we got the one with the logo in the corner, and then we got the sidebar t-shirt. Which I'm pretty sure we're gonna be getting their t-shirt, which with like some panda bears on it and like this whole.
I feel like we should have put the sidebar t-shirt like up here in the side. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, as always, Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Until next time we see, guys, the Impact Gurus signing off, right? The Impact Gurus signing off. Appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. Videos we previously done, Mount Rushmore, we did the tag team. Earlier this week, we also did singles. So if you need something to watch, you at work, you at school, well, it's the weekend. If you at the gym, if you need something to fall asleep to because you got to have some white noise going on, we got you. White Noise Podcast coming soon. But anyway, as always, hope you guys enjoyed. Until next